Hello everyone, welcome to yet another tutorial. We are looking at how to create an interior visualization using VR 360. So in the last class we looked at how to create a 360 render, and now we will start adding more furniture and appliances and stuff to our room. So today we are going to look at how to add a ceiling fan to our scene. Alright, so this is what we will be creating. You can see that there's a ceiling fan that is continuously looping, and we'll look at how to model that and animate it. So I will save this and go to File, Reset, to reset. Remember that we are using unit setup of centimeters. All right, so we can create or scale it later on to the right size of the fan that we need. So I was looking at this fan and it has a nice image here, so we can trace this image and try to create a fan like this. So create a screen capture, look for ceiling fan. I just found this on Amazon. The same thing in black color is also available. We'll tweak it a little bit to suit our needs. Okay, so we will model the fan and then we will model the top assembly. So first what I'm going to do is create a plane and go to material editor, add a physical material, click on base color map, general bitmap, and select the ceiling fan image. We'll also assign material to selection. Now the fan is visible. The problem with this is that now I will right click and make my plane center, but the image is not centered. So I'll go to hierarchy, affect pivot only, and try to align the pivot in the center of the image. Okay, then I'll right click again and place this exactly in the center. Okay, so that looks good. What I will try to do is we will use align tool. Okay. So we can create a circle first. Okay, and I'll make the circle go till the end of this plate here, this side. And then in the modify panel, I will make it enable in viewport so we can see the circle. Okay, so now we can see that our image is not symmetrical, so I have to scale it. So I'll scale it big. Okay, so now the fan is symmetrical. So I don't need this circle, I just used it to create the symmetry. Now the way we are going to model this to speed up the work is that the fan is not going to have exactly the same blades because of the way we are doing. I'm going to click on line and I will start here. Okay, and then we need to click on the down path, the top one, the middle one, the edges. And now this edge will correspond to this edge. Now we need one here, we need one for here, we need one for here, and this. Okay, so maybe we can right click, then go to affect pivot only and place the pivot in the center somewhere. We can place it in the center. Okay, so we can then we can no need to snap it on, or maybe we can snap it on. So okay, and then we'll make it true. So now we snap it exactly, and then we'll go to modify panel and we'll find, select one and find attach. So I'll attach this one and this one, and once it is attached we will then weld these Attach is done. Weld, weld, weld. Okay, so we have exactly same blades. I'll move it up considerably. I think I'm done with this image. I don't need it anymore, so I can delete it. You can bring it back in if you want it for reference. So we will name this object fan blade. We will add extrude modifier. Go to edit faces. It's 1 centimeter. Let us make it 5 centimeters so you can see the thickness. Then the fan will be red color. Okay, so you can see the lines clearly. Okay, when we converted this, I want this to be not Bezier but linear. Alright, then extrude. Alright, so we don't want those extra lines, so make sure that you don't have Bezier lines. We need corners everywhere. That's important. Okay, so now what we will do is we'll add an edit poly modifier, and we can use the cut tool, and I'm going to cut this. So we will get quads. You can see that the icon is different on the polygon, it's different on the edge, and it's different on the vertex. And then it tries to snap to the vertex, so it becomes easy for us to do this. Okay, so instead of repeating the same thing at the bottom, we can go to polygon, and then we will delete the bottom polygons. Cut is still selected or no? Alright, so we deleted those, and now we need to connect these also. We need to cut. Okay, so I'm going to select this edge, control select this, and this, and we will connect it. the top view. We will need another circle here, so make sure that things are exactly in the circle. Then you can cut it again and then create a and we can see that it is quite in the center. Okay, so that's going to be our fan, and then you can see that most of these are quads, and then we have some triangles in the middle. So it's a clean geometry. We can add shell modifier. Before we add shell modifier, what we need to do is the fan blades are twisted, so we can twist it at say 10 degrees each. Do it in the perspective. So we twisted that one. Then we can make this screen, so you can then try to align it, rotate it. Then this will be the third one. Okay. So all the blades are twisted. Now we can add a shell modifier. Give it a height segment of say 3 centimeters. Okay, we can then add another edit poly. Select the vertex here in the middle and scale it out. Okay, and then we can do a mesh smooth. Or we can add a mesh smooth modifier. Okay, so we got the fan done. Now we'll create the assembly. So for the assembly, I'm going to use a cylinder. We'll add a segment and then we will reduce this to say maybe 4. Okay, so we'll convert it to editable poly. We don't want any of the bottom polygons, so we'll delete it. We will select the top ones, scale it inside. Okay, so that looks good. We'll select the top polygon and control select the segment here. So this will be like the casing around the rod. So we will extrude that out. To a small number. Okay, so that will just be a casing around the rod. And then we will create an inset. That would be the rod itself. It should extrude out. And then we don't want these. Now we need some sharp edges. So if you look at the smooth option, let us close it. On this also. This became too much, the inset it became negative, so okay, that looks good. Alright, and then the smooth. Okay, and then we need to make these sharp. Select edges, select these edges. And we'll connect it. And we'll slide it down. So I'll select these. Connect. I'll make it 2. Make this 0, and then we'll slide both of them. You can see that they smooth out, and that's how it's going to look. Okay, so if you think that is tall, you can scale it down, or we can simply get rid of these polygons to make it a little shorter. Okay, and then we will duplicate it and rotate it upside down 180 degrees. Attach these two together. We'll go to the border, select these two borders, bridge them. So this will be white in color. We'll name this fan assembly. So this is fan blade and this is fan assembly. Okay, so that would be our fan. And now we need to go to frame number 24. So 1 second, auto key on. We will rotate the fan. And the rotation is going to be 180 degrees. So you can see the rotation here, or when you're rotating here, you can see it. So now the fan is rotating 180 degrees. Then we go to graph editor, curve editor, and here we want this to be first of all linear. Then we go to edit, controller, out of range. I'm going to use relative repeat. Okay, so it keeps going on and on. So that's about it. So if I close it, Control Alt, right click and drag, I can get more frames here. Set up my camera properly. Make it big screen and then you play it. And now the fan is rotating all the time. Okay, I think the fan should be rotating the other way. So this goes here, this goes here. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you very much. We will then take this fan into the other room and then place it where it needs and then scale it to the right size.